It is a rainy day in Los Angeles. I think there's maybe 1 week a year that it rains here. And in 2019, it's the second week of January. I'm about to meet up with Kirk, who's a super good friend that we met in San Miguel. He's a designer, and he works, amazing set designer, and he works for the Bootleg Theater here in LA, and he's interested in Sold Out, so, and he's a great friend, so I'm meeting up with him. We're gonna just catch up a little bit. Hey! How's it going? Good. Oh my goodness, so good to see you. So good to see you. So good to see you.
It's been a while. How big's your cast?
It's really small. 3 actors and then a band.
Oh, wonderful.
So and the band has no lines. So
And are they on stage? Set?
it's set up just like Hedwig. It's like a rock show. You're
Perfect.
coming to a rock show, and we treat it like a rock show. So all the songs are sung to the audience specifically, and then it's just the 3 actors that are.
Oh, dude, this is okay. We can do it on the rock and roll stage. It doesn't have to be on the theater stage.
No, it's meant to be on a rock and roll show.
And we can do it in a small room so that it fills up rather than do it in a big room. So it's like a.
Yeah.
Because we could start.
We can do it.
We could start in the
or-
factory, and because that's where we'd like do our podcast, and then move it into the rock and roll stage. And it could be sort
We
of
can do
immersive
it two
thing.
different rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. As long as it's pretty easy to move the band. And
We could have 2 setups.
Okay. Oh, oh man, that's great. The only other prop besides the band itself is a cloning machine. And we'll have to see how we design it and how easy that will be if we use it at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show.
It's going to be like a Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing. What do you have?
It depends on how we do it.
Because it can be really simple or it can be really elaborate.
Obvious. I want to keep it simple. Oh, thank you. That looks wonderful.
I have a table. I have a lucite table that lights from underneath.
It might be something we.
And so you just like lay on it. It could be an altar and a table as well. It's been used
can
for.
have some wheels so the table can slide out easily. It can be behind something. Smoke comes out, the table slides out. And,
Well, what could be great is that the table could be in the middle of the room. The more immersive, LA is into this whole immersive thing right now. Escape rooms, immersive. I mean, everyone's so
so you
jaded.
can push the button and the clone comes out from somewhere else. No, that's great. Through the audience.
I would say a black drag queen or black transgender. So you have the POC people of color. I hate all white casting.
Yeah.
And it really sinks you in LA. People look at that shit. Of course, there's people that only go to white shit. Those are not the people I want to hang with.
Kind of tough to do that with a Marilyn Monroe character.
That would be hysterical. That would be hysterical. She only speaks Spanish. We're in a different time zone. I mean, think about it. The more tweaked it is, the better.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. If we're talking Jesus, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. I think it's something that'll have to be discussed. If it falls under the theater or if it falls under the music. We might book it under the music venue, which is the for-profit venue, because if you do it in LA under the theater, you have to do it under the 99-seat plan. It turns a like $4,000 to $10,000 show into like a $40,000 show.
40?
Well, because you have if you have a rehearsal time, everyone has to get paid for rehearsal. I mean, it's all of that. And it's because of New York. It's really, that's why we're not doing as many plays.
Okay.
Because everyone's going down to the 50 and less seat theaters because they're not upheld to those contracts. But you don't want to do that. You want to do this in a music club. You don't want to do it in a dinky ass theater. It won't have the same impact.
No. The way I approached it, even mentally for myself, was that I'm putting on a rock show. And that's because that's where I come from. It's what I understand, and I know I can do that. So I've always approached this. You're coming to see a live rock show. Then we're adding a story over it. But the story doesn't start until after the first song.
Okay.
So the first song happens, something goes wrong, and then the story begins.
Well, the Bootleg does have, I mean, we're known to do performance, dance, multimedia thing. So we kind of straddle the...
Like experimental theater.
Yeah, we don't do 4 walls and a couch.
Yeah.
We can get 250 in the small room, and then we can get 500 in the main room.
Okay.
So it just depends on how many tickets you sell.
Yeah.
So this is called the Factory.
Hey, Steve. Sure, okay, I remember this. This is where we saw the band. I remember entering in here. I remember getting tickets over there. I remember this. So we can literally change room based on how many tickets we sell. All right, that's the goal. The goal is that we play here.
And that it starts on the floor, and then the curtains open in the rock and roll band that's back there.
Yeah.
And that would be fucking amazing. That's what Steve's working on right now. It could even be live projection.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of shit. Yeah.
The spaces are great.
But you want this room?
Of course. I'm gonna work for it.
We have better choices. Yes, this is the area.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
She's a big girl. Yes. She knows I have treats.
San Miguel's a perfect place to workshop it and try some things out. Once we get here, I don't know if LA is a good place to workshop it because I don't want to pop my wad, like you said, so to speak.
Well, it just depends on what shape it's in, because if you want to do it while you want to say it, and there's a way of it, you know, you can get it under the radar so it doesn't get reviewed, and it's called a workshop.
That's probably as much as I want to come in and do something big.
And then you have some money people see it, and then that could be what gets you to New York.
So I think
there's a way of just
I think that's the route. As much as I would love to come in here and do the biggest space and just blow it up, I think that's the wise course is to go maybe the smallest space, try it out, get some other eyeballs on it to see what they think, and workshop it a little bit. Also, if we sell less tickets here, we can run for longer, do more runs, do more playing around with it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know about a run.
Well, like a run can be a week, you know.
Okay. I don't know, but that's a whole different thing. Because usually they're one-time events. It's like trying to get them. I'm trying to get.
Can we do like 3 or 4 nights?
That becomes a play. It's not a concert. And you're talking about selling thousands. You're talking about selling thousands of tickets pre-sale. You're talking about a happening.
I'm glad we're having this conversation. You'll have to advise us on what you think the best way. Because this is
let's start in Mexico. I need to be down there, and then we do chunks of it at a time.
Then come down.
And
because otherwise, I'm not sure how to workshop it. I think workshopping it is...
Like the thing I saw at Red Cat, I saw 40 minutes of a brilliant piece that's probably going to be an hour and a half long. Mm-hmm. But that 40 minutes was so fucking tight, and it was given for free because they had some backers. It was the city helped pay for it, Cultural Affairs Department, this type of thing. And, there was like probably 100, 150 people there. Red Cat can seat like 300 or 400. And it was amazing. And then everyone stayed afterward for drinks and talked and discussed what they had seen. And and it hasn't even been booked yet.
I wonder if you could do like a weekly show. Every Saturday night for this month is this show. And then we do like 1 week, the end of the week we put on a show.
Well, if you divided it up into like a serial, so if you're talking that you have a 40-minute thing, that you have some kind of like music, like a little music set or a spoken word set, kind of make it an evening thing, and then you do 20 minutes of it. You get 20 minutes at a time up.
Or do like the first act, the second act.
Well, or half of the first act. The second, spread it over a month. If there's arcs, because it's not just one arc, the first act, there must be different.
Yeah, of course. So what I'm thinking is like, one of them is us playing with it and seeing things that we think, oh, that's good. A second part is seeing what is the reaction of the audience to these things. Do they like this more? Do they like this less? So like,
I think if you're doing it that you like it, that's all you need to get that you're satisfied. Fuck the audience. Don't do it thinking how the audience is going to respond. That's going to kill you.
Well, I won't do something that
I don't think you're capable. I don't think you're capable of disappointing an audience. So just consider what you're going to be doing is right, but don't think because
I'll give you an example of
people are so fucked up on like, oh, I would love this, but you should do this, and this. It's like,
oh no,
fuck you.
I get that, and I'm kind of actually liking the idea of doing every Saturday for the month of October or November or both, and then we work on it midweek and we try out new things. And
that's a good idea.
And so we film the show. We just see what's going on. We see what we see. And then we see, what if we tweak this? What if we tweak this? And we go through, we do a bunch of tweaks on the whole show. And maybe we can do it here, but instead of doing something big, we'll do something small. Or just something that we'll get feedback. So could we do 2 nights, or is that too much? What's the most nights we could do here?
You could probably do 2 nights. The thing about it is that it'd have to be an early evening thing, because you would have to be done so that the regular, because what we make money off of is the bands, so, and usually there's 2 to 3 bands a night, and the doors are like at 8:30. Music would start like at 9:15, 9:30.
What if we did?
But that's here. Other places have different.
What if we did 2 shows? 2 shows a night. Then we don't give it up to another band. We just use it again.
That you could do.
And
you could do like an 8 o'clock show and an 11 o'clock show.
Yeah, and then we would do we could do Friday and Saturday. That would be 4 shows.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
Bam.
Productive.
I think that went great. I think that went really, really great. And I think that went really good. And I realized that we could do, I think what's making more sense to me is to not blow our wad here, come do a couple shows and just get some feedback.
No.
See what, because
there's East Coast, West Coast, it's a whole different.
There's East Coast, West, yeah, we're talking about it, we're going to be showing to a San Miguel crowd.
It's a whole different thing.
That is so different than what an LA crowd is going to be. So, yeah, that's making a lot more sense. And then maybe do another one in San Miguel we'll do a couple here in LA, and then maybe in San Miguel. I really like the idea of 2 months,
once a week and have it like a pretty simple setup, and we run it and we change it every time and tweak and see what works, what doesn't. I don't know how other people workshop it with an audience, but I like the idea of having a week to try something.